Welcome back to the Miniature Conservatory. This is webisode number 8. We are going to have an update on the frog rack. This is tank number 2. You have the male Popa calling in the back, as well as some orchids in the forefront. One of them is in bloom. I think that's Prothallus allenii. My frog rack is comprised of a series of 20-gallon high aquarium tanks. They're drilled in the front, one for the Miss King nozzle at the upper left and one at the bottom right for the drainage. And you'll see in these tanks that they're planted. They have woodwork as well as some cichlid stones that I use for the Pumilio. They kind of hide in there. It hasn't been a problem for me. They kind of are less stressed when they're in an environment that allows them to hide. I haven't had any of the Pumilio lay eggs for me in this new setup. They just recently been transferred in the last couple weeks, and they haven't had the Miss King setup at this point. So I just got that set up this weekend, and I expect them to start laying. Usually it takes about a month, sometimes less, for them to start laying eggs in this environment. And hopefully I'll give the folks who come back to this channel an update, and hopefully be able to report out some good news. As I move the camera around, pay attention to the substrate layer. I actually have about 2, 3, 4, 5 layers in the tank. The top layer is comprised of leaf litter. The second is cocoa husk, which you don't see. And then the third layer is the black laterite clay, fluorite clay. Then there's a screen that separates the top substrates from the bottom substrate, which is the leca, or light expanded clay aggregate. The leca acts as a layer that allows the water to move away from the substrate so it doesn't get overly wet and you don't end up with a lot of bacterial issues. The way it's set up in these tanks is the drain allows for that water to move off of the tank so that you don't have any stagnant water. It's important not to have any stagnant water in the tanks, including in the bromeliads, if you want your froglets, if you want your Pumilio to start breeding. They won't tend to lay or put tadpoles into bromeliad cups or film canisters that have stagnant water. In another video, I go over some of the bromeliads that I purchased from Jason DeSantis from Tropical Plants. In the second rack that we're going through, you'll see that those bromeliads have found homes in the lower rack. I plan on moving some of my other Pumilio down here. The hopes is that I'll get some Almirantes, the Cologne, the Guermos, and maybe the Cristobal pair that I have in the other tank down into this one. So look forward to seeing another video from the Miniature Conservatory, and please leave your comments below.